YouTube can now change YouTube's... Oh, YouTube. You can. On YouTube. You, the human being, you watching this. You can change YouTube's video recommendations. This is kind of a weird story. YouTube aiming to give you more control over your experience on YouTube, but a bit vague in which, like, how's it all going to be implemented? What is the actual effect? Like, you're going to... You're going to get this new feature, okay? Which allows for you to not just say, hey, I'm not interested in this video, which is currently what you can do if you're getting something suggested to you that you don't like. There's going to be this next phase now where you can say, never suggest this channel to me ever again, that's a lot more extreme. And if I can help you out right now, if you have this feature available to you, go to the Lou Later channel, never see this content ever again. You'll be all set, right, Will? Mm-hmm. You'll be healthier from that standpoint.
Better for it.
Yeah, you'll be on a healthy diet afterwards. Your life's gonna improve. You're gonna lose 5 pounds. I'm just kidding. Don't you dare. But anyhow, yeah. So you can. There it is. You just brought it up. You can now go, rather than just not interested, you can go don't recommend channel. Now this is some next version of YouTube. You probably don't see this yet. But they want people to be able to avoid the dark rabbit holes of YouTube. Or at least a little bit better than they currently are. Where you may find yourself currently clicking on things that you don't even want to click on. Where you're like, man, how did I end up here in this rabbit hole? And maybe it's a certain type of video that gets you involved in that. Maybe it's a certain type of channel that keeps popping up that you're almost reluctantly watching. I think we've all had this experience before. And this is a way of kind of changing the landscape. This is kind of a way of taking an item off the menu that's problematic for you. You know what I mean? It's like, you know how restaurants, they started to put healthier options on their menus? Like, even fast food. It's like you can get a salad or something like this. Well, see, the difference there is you go in and your expectation is fast food. So it's like, it's a tough sale. It's like, healthier option. That's not what I'm here for. But this is in the flip side, where like the home feed has a reputation for surfacing material that might be a bit unsavory, that might not be in line with what you want to watch, even though people have clicked on it, even though it might be popular. It might not be for reasons that you're satisfied with. It might not have nutritional value. Nutritional. You see the fast food. Lettuce. Salad. Can we apply a similar concept to content? Food for thought. Kirk, did you smirk on that one? Brain food. Come on, man. Brain stew? Green Day. One of the first songs I ever learned on guitar. I like it. I think it's a good move. I think people do need more control. I think we've all become kind of reliant on the home feed since subscriptions have been continuing to get killed. People, they just hit the home feed. It's like, I don't know, blah, da, 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 da. Dark rabbit hole. Dead. It's a lot, man. I don't like it. I don't want it. And so any control, all the more control we can get the user back involved, driving the vehicle that is their experience. Left turn, right turn, signal lights. Okay. All right. You're there. You're alive. You're in it. Don't recommend channel to me. Sesame Street. You're really musical. I'm feeling musical. Anyway, I think it's a good move. I think they're going to continue down this path. They're trying to just get away from some of the identity crisis that's going on right now. YouTube is everything. It's amazing things. It's dark things, Will. And I want to put it back on the user, as I've said in the past on here. You put the headlights on. Control your experience as much as possible. I don't even really use the home feed for that reason. Algorithms will chip away at your psyche. They will break you. They will destroy you. They are the ultimate, they're the final boss in the game. And they know you better than you know you. And they're cranking on your nuts and bolts. They're cranking you. So like a tire iron. And so you need to bring your A game.
Yeah.
A game, game face, poker face. You're ready to play. You know what I'm saying? And so the key there is anything that can make that a bit easier, even if it's a feature on the thing, for you to stay in the lane that you want to be in, that you know is satisfactory, that you know might be productive or whatnot, I think is good. What might this mean, though, Will? Some channels that rely on exclusively, those heavy-duty headlines, that rely on that kind of like low-level, knee-jerk, reactionary, human, those pulls, those strings, the
clickbait viral.
The clickbait, the term clickbait kind of bugs me a little bit because you got to market your stuff. Like a headline is not inherently clickbait. If it makes you want to watch it, I don't think it's clickbait. I mean, you could call it that, but I feel like it's been messed around lately. Because when I think of clickbait, I'm like, if it doesn't deliver at all on what the headline implied, then I'm upset about it. But what I'm thinking in this case is it's more a type of clickbait of almost like a reluctant viewership, of almost like you catch yourself clicking and you're like, click, click.
Instant guilt,
a guilty click. And should our day and our home feed just be full of guilty clicks of like, no, it probably shouldn't. And it's part of the reason you feel negative after the fact. The experience wasn't all that rewarding because the content that surfaced was so superficial and so temporary and so surface level that like you're wondering how you spent all that time and yet there's no residual value. And so if features like this can put control back in users' hands and they can understand their experiences, manipulate those experiences and potentially leave with some residual, I think it's productive and positive for everyone involved. I think it will encourage creators to change what they're doing, encourage viewers to change what they're doing, and just it has the potential to shift the whole ecosystem. This is just one tiny little feature. But maybe it's the start of a new way of thinking about how we're going to interface with these advanced algorithms so that we can better understand the human algorithm interface. See how I did?
The joining of fingers, yes.
That's the symbol right there.
How do you feel about the subscription feed? Because it's safe, right?
Yeah, well, because it's completely the subscription feed is completely human driven.
Yeah.
So it's healthy in that sense. The problem is
it's too restrictive.
No, the problem is ever since the second click came into play, especially on mobile, it's not realistic for a content creator to target the subscription feed because if the use isn't coming in that fashion, if the users aren't coming via the subscription feed, then you actually, even for your own subscribers, you need to play for the home feed. You need to make moves to hit even your own subscribers on the home feed.
Right.
And so it creates this selection process in which when you're considering content, the content you're going to make, what you're going to talk about, how you're going to talk about it, what your headline's going to be, what your thumbnail's going to be, and so forth, you could have millions of subscribers. On Unbox Therapy, well, we got 15 million subscribers. That's a big number. You get videos a million views. People aren't using the subscription feed. You also get videos 5 million views. What's the difference? Whether or not they surface on the home feed. Yeah. So we still got to play home feed games with people. This don't recommend situation, though, gives people one more element of control over their home feed to make it more like a subscription feed. And it'll be very interesting to see how it maps out. Good on YouTube. We need more of this type of thing, in my opinion. And I think it would probably increase my YouTube usage if I could just don't recommend channel more often. I think I would probably, I'd get in there. I'd dig around. I'd get into the nitty gritty. Now, it's still an extra step for the average person. We'll see how many people use it. Because even right now, I know a lot of people don't even use not interested. As vague as that is.
Yeah.
People just deal with it, man. Passively, just like TV. Next. You ever seen a zombie person? Just we're all guilty. Just waiting in line. You know, for those of you that aren't watching, I'm just scrolling a phone. It's terrible. You got to get the, get your screwdrivers out, right, Will?
Yep.